What's up, everybody? I'm Blake. That is Levi. We are the Turn 2 commentators coming at you with non-NASCAR talk.
NASCAR. We may throw some shots at Chase Elliott in that ugly universe paint scheme, but I think he and everyone that walks this earth and people probably who are dead, I think that's ugly.
Yeah, but we're just gonna sit back, relax, chill. Y'all sit back, chill, eat some popcorn, grab a beer, or if you're driving, don't do that. But we're just gonna sit back, talk about some sports. We've been getting a little bit of request here and there about talking about different things other than engines and four wheels. So
I'm gonna start off by asking you a question.
all right, let's go.
Bulldogs winning. It doesn't matter who they play.
Okay.
Any of these people I'm about to list. What rank these how you feel on let's just say Friday through Sunday, how you feel the Bulldogs winning, the Falcons winning, Kyle Busch winning, who's another one of your that you like winning?
The Braves.
Well, I knew the Braves. Give me one more, because then I'm not gonna really say the Hawk because you're feeling different.
I mean, that's really about it.
Conor McGregor winning, or Sean O'Malley winning. Which one you gonna choose? Sean O'Malley, Conor McGregor.
We'll go Sean O'Malley because Conor McGregor is probably never going to step in the octagon again because he's somehow running for president of Ireland. But well, whatever.
And fighting legal cases. But
So,
on the yacht, how would you rank
now,
those five? Like, as far as like, if you saw it happen, no matter who they're facing, it's a good day.
Right now, in this time of the year,
any time of the year, just that you see them winning and you're watching it live.
I think honestly, seeing your guy you root for in the UFC win the strap is a
like
really
you kind of want it with him.
Right. It's like, man, I've been watching this man since, Contender Series.
And then you driving to work like you just won the belt last night.
And then, certain people that say he wasn't going to win, you don't hear from him for a couple of days.
I know they're talking about like losing or coming second in race is a bad feeling, but imagine getting beat up and knowing you lost.
Like, who was it? It was like Izzy when he beat Alex Pereira. When he told everyone in the crowd, I want everyone to feel this feeling once in their life.
That man swung. He had the Goku spirit bomb. He was getting his butt beat. He decided, I'm gonna swing for everything and connect it. He probably felt like a new man after that.
I'll go Sean O'Malley, Georgia.
Sean O'Malley over Georgia?
Yeah, because I mean,
okay, Georgia win the championship game.
Oh man,
how'd you feel during that TCU game?
I wasn't really worried going into the game to begin with.
You thought they were playing spring ball.
They were.
Or winter ball.
Mike Bobo's son got out and they got some
action.
Do
you think if they would have put you in at running back in the second half, how many yards were you giving? They said, son, we are giving you a guaranteed 15 carries with the starting offensive line.
15 carries?
15 carries. Starting offensive line.
I'm at least getting 40 yards. At least. It's going to take every single 15 carries, but I'm going to get that 40 yards.
By the time TCU's defense is only rushing 3, if they somehow got through the offensive line, they ain't mean someone small in the backfield.
And you can't even lie and say that Georgia offense was insane those 2 years.
No, they were buying off the Atlanta Braves strength, and they had the misses of Hank Aaron giving them the Super Bowl.
They had Stetson, who everyone doubted him, but
was that the year where he threw the roof ball?
The roof ball?
Where he threw that ball up in the air with all his might? When they played, where he threw the ball like he dropped before he fumbled like a loaf of bread. But then the other one he threw deep.
Yeah.
That was the same year?
I think so.
Well, if that was the case, all your running backs were healthy.
And we had Todd Monken.
So you saying that Bobo is not a good officer?
No.
Is he good, or
Look,
you say
I
you're
saw.
tired of it?
I'm tired of it. I saw I
Wait a
guess you
minute.
could.
Bobo was an offensive coordinator for none of those championship years.
No, he was an
It was
offensive analyst. It was Todd Monken.
look.
And what did Todd Monken do when he got to the Ravens? Had 2 years in a row with the best offense in the league.
Well, I mean, the way he made Lamar Jackson look like he was the best quarterback passing ever this year, while still running the
But
ball.
no, I saw a picture. It was a picture of Sanford Stadium. It said, you know how the new thing is like this and a cold beer or whatever? Well, it said this and a new OC.
Was Bobo the
and
offensive coordinator for those 5 stars and Grayson Lambert?
No. He got out of no, because he went to
Didn't he go to Colorado State or something?
Yeah, Colorado State. I think he won 2. He won 2 games his first year as coach. There.
Hey, his son is doing good though. His son is currently the slot receiver starting for the Seahawks now.
Yeah, I was gonna say for the Seahawks. But no, what was I gonna say? Oh, I forgot to send it to you, but I guess Puglisi was doing some interviews, and he says he is very confident that he's going to be the starter.
When's the last time a Georgia quarterback going into like battling for the job said that? What we heard?
I've never
Did
heard
Jake
him.
Fromm ever say that?
He said, "It said, how do you feel if you can be Georgia's quarterback right now?" He said, "I definitely could right now, definitely." When you really love something, you're willing to do everything you got for it. And then it says, would you have transferred if Carson Beck came back? He said, it would have been tough for me to find another school that I love as much as Georgia.
You would drive around going to work angry if you saw him walk across that Brian Denny Saban field.
I would. But
I thought you like Gunner.
I do like Gunner. I just think
Kirby Smart is right now thinking about who's the starting guy. And his wife is asking him.
Well, if he goes for the theme, he's going Gunner.
Isn't he looks like he takes seniority? I mean, if you get the whole season with Gunner, what do you think you'll do?
I know you're saying 8 wins. I would say probably 10 wins again in the regular season.
How many are you guaranteeing with Gunner if he's the starter, no matter what?
8 to 9. The 3 games are question marks that are Bama, Texas, and
don't you go to Tennessee the second week?
We do go to Tennessee. The second week, but Bama comes to us and Texas comes to us.
And don't you play Ole Miss again?
They come to us as well.
Two questions. Out of all 4 of those games, which one are you more nervous about? And 2, answer that one first.
Probably the Texas game because nobody really knows what we're going to get out of Arch.
Who are you trusting as we currently sit to go into Tennessee week 2? Week 2, which quarterback are you trusting?
I think it's week 3. I think it's week 3.
What quarterback, as we currently sit, are you trusting going into Tennessee?
I don't know. I got to see. I got to see Puglisi play. I haven't seen him play.
Is it a night game?
Knowing that, it probably is going to be. It's probably going to be. Well, I would say it's going to be on CBS, but some conference up north had to take that away.
If you got played Ohio State week 1, how confident are you that you will win?
At Ohio State?
At Ohio State with Gunner.
No.
Because I'm asking it. Who on your team is stopping Jeremiah Smith?
It don't even matter who Ohio State's quarterback is. I could throw the ball to Jeremiah Smith.
Senior cover. He reminds me of the Anthony Edwards of college football. And they said the cornerback who is a better version of him, but at cornerback.
Yeah.
And the same size. Because tell me the year where Ohio State didn't have a receiver that would probably go first round pick.
Better question, and this is all everyone always argues this or debates this. Who's wide receiver you?
Well, I put these three schools: Alabama, LSU, or Ohio State. Who are you taking?
Well, who's your top wide receiver in the NFL right now?
For me,
Jay
Jamar
Jettis.
Chase.
Well, I mean, still LSU guy.
Who?
Is it because he's the highest paid?
No. Because before, Justin Jefferson is so smooth. He's smooth like Randy Moss too. Like it don't matter how he can come down with the ball.
So who does Jamar Chase remind you of then?
Jamar Chase reminds me of a better version of Michael Crabtree. And Michael Crabtree was like really amazing because the same height, but
and that's
why?
Ohio State guy. No, he was Texas Tech.
Texas Tech. Just that same. Sorry, one of the best out of any like clock strikes 3 zeros in any sport. That catch he had on the sideline where he tips. First of all, he got
I remember watching that game. He ended up on the cover of NCAA football because of that.
I think I had that magazine. Because it was that same year where they were all battling for their conference championship. Texas, Oklahoma, and Texas Tech.
Yeah. Well, what's you've really been keeping up with all the latest sports. I've been kind of really in a NASCAR mode, zoned in on them. So,
yeah,
what's the hottest things right now?
Well, for me, the San Francisco Giants, second or third, if you want to get technical, best record in baseball. We have 3 walk-off wins in the last week. So we're doing, I told you, we're good. We were just hurt last year. We were just hurt.
No, y'all are playing good. And them jerseys they put out, man, I can't get over them jerseys. Them City Connects they threw out there.
They have so many, they have, in the socks, they have the symbols for every type of genre of music hidden in the socks. You just have to look at a different. If you look at them at a different angle, it shows a different symbol each time.
That's cool. That's cool.
Purple is for NYU, and they even have a thing for like hippies on there as well.
Oh wow!
For San Francisco, but I mean,
yeah, they're playing good, and my team, the Braves, are playing like trash.
City Connects.
I mean they're a big market team, but they better not do the ones they did that just were just a remake of some retro, 70s and 80s jerseys. Like do something that represents Atlanta. Come on now.
How would you feel that MLB had a throwback night? So like it's a certain night where every team
wears a throwback,
and now that would be stirrups included.
That would be cool. That would be cool. Like a Friday night, everybody wearing throwback jerseys.
Yeah, I would like to see that. I don't know how the Giants, the Yankees, and the Dodgers would do that because they all kind of
jerseys have really been the same.
Well, no. I'm talking about since they all tie back to Brooklyn somehow.
But also, I mean, the Yankees jerseys have literally been the same.
First of all, you know what? That's why I like the beard rule because they're pinstripe because like corporate.
Yeah.
The Yankees uniform, the pinstripes are like who has the best original uniform in college football that stands the test of time? This regular uniform, basic. Like you see it, they don't need a throwback. This jersey is the jersey.
Honestly, I've always liked Ohio State's, I guess, scarlet, as they say, scarlet. Because that red always pops. Notre Dame.
Oh, well.
With the gold helmets.
Since I did go to Catholic school and as a little kid, I think being a Midwestern kid, I would want to go to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'll be, I don't think I'll fit in with the Ohio State people. But Notre Dame or, what's another one? Penn State. The all-white Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
White out. Even though Penn State does play with smaller balls. Shout out to the Braves for being, to me, the second worst team in baseball. The Pirates, why was Tommy Pham out there with a batting glove?
Just one? What do you mean?
Huh? Tommy Pham was out in the outfield with a turtleneck, his catcher's glove, and a batting glove. And because it was cold.
Well, I was gonna say, how cold was it?
A batter's glove in the outfield?
I'm just saying. I mean, it was cold.
Charlie Hustle's turning around in his grave. Back in the days, like, I got a sore. What was it? Someone said an NBA game because he had a bruised thumb. Imagine you calling into your job. Yeah, I can't come in today. I got a bruised thumb. What are you gonna be told?
I'll be like, all right, see you at 6.
If you were, what would be the thing if you were a driver where you say, I can't do it? What type of sickness or what would you have to be going through?
If it was what I was going through Friday night, I'm not driving.
What, bubble guts, extreme bubble guts, or strep throat, bad strep throat? And you about to do the Coke 600.
I could deal with the strep. I could deal with the strep throat.
I'm thinking the bubble guts.
Nah, dude.
With strep throat, I won't be able to concentrate. Because I'm going to have to swallow. They'll say, well, you're not paying attention. I was trying.
Yeah, but when you got something going on with your stomach, you ain't gonna concentrate there either.
Look, if I win the race, I'm going straight to the rise. I ain't going to the victory lane because it's gonna smell like giraffe poop in that car. I might have to do a mid-race fire suit change before I take strep throat.
Okay.
But was that Dale Jr. that replaced Jeff Gordon in the race? And Dale Jr. had to drive the 24. What race was that?
No, he had to do that with Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch wrecked the 5 car, and I think Junior wrecked as well. Kyle Busch got on the plane and went home.
If Junior would have won that race, what does that win? Who gets it?
Man, I think he was like 100 laps down.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if somehow he was on a lead lap, HMS...
Junior would get the win.
You know what? Was Junior in HMS at the time?
No, he was in the 8 car. Junior's car was beyond repairable.
So Junior will be the first driver ever to get 2 wins in 2 separate cars and on 2 separate teams in the season.
Yeah.
While finishing the season with the team he started with.
Yeah, I guess if that was to happen.
What's for the NASCAR drivers? I'm thinking about all racers. If you wanted to do all motorsport races, just all the top drivers, operators, what type of course or track would you? Let's say for All-Star Weekend, everyone comes together. What type of track would you put together and where for fans to go see?
Well, hang on. First of all, I thought we weren't going to talk about NASCAR.
Well, no. I'm bringing in all motorsports because I want to have this question because I'm parlay that into the Olympics.
Where would I what venue?
Yeah, if you got F1, NASCAR, IndyCar, Supercars, 24 Rolex. If they came to you, what type of venue would you have where you can have drivers from other series, other countries come together and they can do it not long, a lap around there. It's like kind of like when we watch the X Games when they got the rally cars, like a quick little 6 laps. What would you do for have an event?
So like a stadium?
Yeah, almost like a stadium where it's like going to be random cars. They're all the same. It's just going to be drivers versus drivers. Kind of like what they did with the Legends thing.
Well, who has the biggest stadium?
Talladega's too big. I would say Florida, but knowing if NASCAR is involved with anything, it's going to bring rain. Kind of like the XRS did. Indy.
Yeah.
You do an Indy, I mean, have something going together. Or what about the Indy road course? And you'll have 2 drivers from each, all the drivers in the top series. And what kind of car would you have them in? I guess a rally car. And then they'll do, it's almost like they'll race each other on an Indy road course.
Or you put them in a super V8 car, but you have none of them drivers in it. So you just get Indy, F1, and NASCAR guys in those.
I would pay to see that. Of course, I know you don't think NASCAR is going to win, but I would like to see the personalities. Or you know what? You mix a driver. You put imagine putting Max Verstappen and Kyle Larson on the same team.
Or we just all throw them in a NASCAR and go by NASCAR rules with beating and banging.
I would.
But honestly, you keep the same rules. But if you have the elite of the elite, they're not going to really do that. They're going to lean on each other a little bit. They might, bump and run and this, but they ain't going to deliberately wreck somebody.
If there was an all-star race for what's the best road course for racing, if you're using F1, IndyCar, NASCAR, what track do you think it has the best? Like, if it was a stock car on it, it would race good.
We'll just go to a track nobody goes to anymore, Road America.
And put them in a V8 supercar. What team? Choose 3 drivers. Use F1, Indy, NASCAR, in ARCA. Choose 3 drivers you want to choose
to be my team.
To be your team, but you got to make it. Can't be like Kyle Larson, Verstappen. Like, build a team. Like, I have these 3 drivers. I think this team would be the best.
Can I say Larson and Scotty Mack?
Larson and Scotty Mack. And who would you have in F1? He wasn't going to say Verstappen.
Lando.
Piastri.
Just kind of get your quote unquote poster boys for those series.
I like Piastri over Lando because I feel like I'm looking at Verstappen. He's won the last 4 championships, right? Who do you think is a better driver that can equal what he did? Like, get to that same point. Lando or Piastri?
Probably Piastri, but I think Lando has the potential to do it.
I'll choose Piastri. I'll go Herta. No, I'm about Piastri, Scott Dixon, and then for NASCAR.
You could go cheat code like I did and pick SVG.
I'll probably gonna choose that, but I'm gonna go with someone else. Josh Berry.
And a Super V8?
If it's a small track.
We said Road America.
I was trying to fit him in somewhere. I need that personality on my team, but I'm gonna take him out. And you know what? I'm gonna do it.
Kyle Busch.
Oh, why not?
No?
Why not? He, out of all NASCAR drivers in history, he has the highest winning percentage. If you talk about the top 3 series, the highest winning percentage.
Mm-hmm.
But that's going on. That's all with that. I always want to see that. I mean, it'd be kind of hard to do it because in the season and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. How did you feel about Wayne Gretzky's record getting broken? I don't know if you kept up with it, but his scoring record. In part, 2 questions with that. What record in all the sports you think is the hardest one to get? Like, if you saw it going around an ESPN ticket, like, that happened?
I mean, that's a hard record to do. What about, what is it? Cal Ripken's consecutive games played.
I don't think any player was that 2,600.
Yeah, that's insane.
If Acuna made a press conference today, I'm gonna try to break that record now.
No, you're not.
You're probably you put everything in your life on that record.
Hang on, let me just do some basic ball math right here. What is it, 2,600? Just somewhere around there?
Yeah.
Wow. 2632.
Yeah. From 1982 to 1998.
That's 16 and a half years of straight baseball.
You know who had the record before he did? And
Lou
this man,
Gehrig.
and we all know why he couldn't continue the record.
Mm-hmm.
I personally believe.
Wow,
But hold on, wait.
he broke the record, and the streak continued for 3 more years. He broke the record on September 6, 1995. The streak ended on September 19th, 1998, because he voluntarily ended it by taking himself out of the lineup.
He probably got tired. I'm in this right now. It probably. Which one you think was more impressive? The fact that he did it or Lou Gehrig? Because I don't even know what that time was back then. I don't even.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He wasn't even a unanimous first ballot Hall of Famer.
Mm.
It must be a secret family that has a vote as time continues who don't vote the obvious people as first ballot Hall of Famers. Do we have any first ballot Hall of Famers currently in baseball where you say they should be a unanimous if they were all retired today?
Active?
Yeah, currently.
The easies. Well, I don't want to say that. I think the first two that jump on my mind is Ohtani and Mike Trout.
You think Ohtani would be a first ballot Hall of Famer if he retired today?
Yes.
Over Clayton Kershaw?
Clayton Kershaw's first ballot Hall of Fame too.
You think he should be unanimous?
Yes.
You think Ohtani would be unanimous?
Yes.
Ohtani and Mariano Rivera, who do you think is, if Ohtani retired today, looked at as higher?
I mean, probably Mariano, but
is he top 5 baseball player all time?
See, that's hard, man. Baseball is a hard sport to talk about all-time players because there's so many of them. There's
Who's the
so
best
many
contact
guys.
guy?
I'm gonna say Pete Rose.
I know he's second in hits all time, but he hit in a different period. With your life on the line, ain't your house on the line, you lose it. This person just got to get a regular hit off of Chris Sale.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you trust more, Charlie Hustle or Ichiro?
Oh, I'm going Ichiro. I saw a graphic. You know how it'll show like the zones in the strike zone. Beside his he's batting left, so his up and in sector was the lowest batting average of his career at 250. Everywhere else was above 300. And even like in the middle and outside was like 400.
That I don't know, just watching Ichiro run, especially I want to know his percentage of getting out at first base when he got a hit, since he was already running before he hit the ball.
Yeah.
Who do you think is harder to strike out? No. What do you think is easier to do? Let me see. Strike out. What's his? I just slipped my mind. He had the thing where he had 15 strikeouts in a season.
Oh, you're talking about Tony Gwynn.
Strike out Tony Gwynn, or
that's another one. That's you say best all-time hitters: Tony Gwynn or Pete Rose.
Strike out Tony Gwynn, or strike out Barry Bonds, but you're only using fastballs.
You probably have a better luck striking out Barry Bonds.
Only using fastballs? You got Max Fried's arm.
Hey, Max Fried had 11 strikeouts 2 days ago.
You think you think a regular Max Fried, if I can strike out Barry Bonds, you think he can do it?
Just one at bat?
Prime Barry Bonds. That 2001
not.
Barry Bonds versus Max Fried 2 years
probably
ago.
Not, but you're talking about also the other guy who basically hit the ball every single time.
What do you think would be the greatest pitcher batter duel in their prime? Like you would pay to go see
it.
Like people that never face each other, like if you saw it, like God, they're playing.
I gotta go someone in this time period because I was gonna say Barry Bonds pretty much faced all the elite guys from back in the day. We'll go
Dan Ellie versus Mike Soroka right now. Who wins that pitching? Who wins that battle?
Mike Soroka.
Over prime Dan Ellie, he gonna get him out.
Dude, you got a 50-50 shot of a strikeout or a home run. I'm taking the pitcher on that.
Is it going to be a swinging strikeout?
He's going to swing so hard, he's going to wrap the bat around because he just swung so hard.
So you're saying Dan Ellie is Michael Chandler trying to get a knockout?
Yes, literally they're the same size too.
I would like to see David Ortiz. This is in the playoff setting. David Ortiz versus Garrett Cole.
That'd be good. Also, back to Dan Uggla, I saw that. I was in one of his. I was at one of his games where he had the 30+ something hit streak. I think he's the last one to go that far.
Should he be in the Braves Ring of Honor?
No.
Mark, if you can trade from the old Braves for the current Braves, they said, "Look, you can get Martin Prado for Arcia and Albies. Would you do it?"
No, you're just going straight up for Arcia.
Huh? No. I'm saying like you have that chance to put that Prado. If you take those two players off,
no, you're not. I'm not taking Ozzy. That's giving up a little too much. Arcia,
Greg Maddux for those two people.
No,
you take those two people off, you get prime Greg Maddux on this team.
Well, then I got to figure out who's playing short and second.
You got some people in the farm system
that probably are worse than Arcia.
You would take prime Greg Maddux. Look, just put up 2 runs in the game. He's gonna stop him.
No.
Ricky Henderson for those same 2 players. Put Ricky Henderson on this team and take those 2 players off.
You should know me by now. Yeah, I'll take that. You should know me by now. I'm an offensive-minded person. I'm trying to put up as many runs and points on the board as possible.
Matt Olson for Pete Rose, right? Pete Alonso right now.
Pete Alonso?
Yeah, if you just switch him.
No.
Does it improve the team? When's the last time Olson got a hit?
What has Pete Alonso done?
He has 4 home runs this year.
Ooh.
Does the whole Braves team have 4 home runs? I know you wasn't going to choose Pete Alonso.
But no, back to your hitting. Who's the top guy? Who's the top hitter in MLB right now? Just purely
Arias.
Did you see the stat? That's who I was hoping you were going to say. Did you see the stat? It was like 53 at bats this year before he struck out.
He just knows how to hit. I saw something in reference to him. What season would you take? They didn't win MVP. One guy has 49 home runs, 81 RBIs. Don't ask why. Bats 139, 100 stolen bases. Or the other guy that bats 420, 1 home run, and 110 RBI and no stolen bases. Which player are you taking?
I don't want somebody that can't steal bases.
He's hitting 420.
I like stolen bases, man.
You want the guy that bats 130 with? Honestly, I think every team should have that player. He ain't doing nothing but when he hits the ball. I mean, a guy that just strictly hits home runs is almost like a guy who strictly knocks out people. He can't do nothing else.
Yeah, I'm looking at Luis Arias. 53 at bats, 1 strikeout. But he only has 2 walks.
He's gonna make contact.
He's had over 2,600 at bats in his career, and he's only struck out 195 times.
Who would you give his plate discipline to in baseball now to where that player would be unstoppable as far as hitting?
I'm sorry, I was reading the text message.
If you put Luis Arias' plate discipline on another player to make him a superstar in today's game, who would you put it on? Well, like he's unstoppable at the plate.
Giancarlo Stanton.
Why? First of all, why is he the only player known to man to swing a bat that hits a line drive home run?
And it's a fast, and it's
If
a
you try to
straight
catch it, your
shot.
hand's going off. Like prime v prime, who are you more afraid to throw the ball to? Fastball that's like 93 left up. Aaron Judge or Giancarlo?
Probably John
Prime.
Carlo. John Carlo.
Especially that short decking up there. You can't beat
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Aaron Judge doesn't skip me. It's the fact that he's bigger than offensive lineman hitting home runs. I mean, imagine Jose Altuve if he was a pitcher pitching to Aaron Judge. Sorry, I can't take off my shirt. My wife doesn't want me to see it. Ain't like you were built like Superman.
Everybody hates the Astros.
You think Jose Altuve has a dad bod if he takes his shirt off?
No, he probably has he probably is in shape.
Now?
Yeah.
It was one point he was going to be a Brave, and you were against that. Would you have been against that so you're telling me, okay, right now, for whoever the Braves put at shortstop, if you can put Jose Altuve there right now, would you take it?
No.
You just want to man here improve the team. You just don't want to see Jose out. You don't want to see Altuve in a Braves jersey.
I know this is just a little segue because I want to talk about this because I watched this documentary on him when we were talking about Yasiel Puig. I did not really know his whole story. Did you know it? Do you know his whole story?
I think I saw some a long ago, but you have to.
So he's obviously from Cuba. So he tried to defect from Cuba 3-4 times, and then the last time he tried to do it, he did it through the cartel. They took him to Mexico from Cuba, held him captive in a hotel room for like 3 weeks. Somehow he got out and got signed to the Dodgers. But when he was with the Dodgers, he had to pay the cartel because they wanted 20% of his earnings to get him to America. So all the random stories about him being late and didn't show up for stuff is because he was running from the cartel.
Imagine if, let's say, he made it to the Hall of Fame.
And the crazy thing is, the Dodgers knew about it because they gave him extra Dodger security when they were on road games.
So if he made the Hall of Fame and he has to thank people, does he thank the cartel? Do the cartel have like, well, we helped him get there?
Yeah, it was a wild. I'll have to send it to you so you can listen to it because nobody really talked about that. But do you remember?
Wow, I just saw something. Sorry,
do you remember? He was going to play on the Braves.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then all of a sudden he got a random positive COVID test, and he was never in the MLB ever again.
That and the Justin Turner thing. I just want to World Series my team. I need the mask. Those two stories.
That Justin Turner thing. Literally tested positive for COVID the next day or something. And he's out there playing. Yeah, I know he is.
He's a 56 on the game, and I ended up putting him on my team because I needed the bat.
What team is he on now?
I forgot.
It's not the Red Sox, is it?
No. He hit 23 home runs when he was with the Red Sox that one season. And he hit over 100 RBI somehow.
While we're talking about ratings, I know that MLB The Show game, they really gypped some guys on ratings.
To who? Oh yeah, like what was it? Acuna 62.
Acuna has 56 speed or something. Austin Riley has more speed than Acuna on the game.
They got one thing right. Olsen's speed is like, can your wife outrun Olsen, dead sprint?
No. No. Have you seen her run?
Have you? You can beat Matt Olson right now.
No, I couldn't.
If that ball, if somehow the third baseman was like 20 yards past the bag, Matt Olson wouldn't even get halfway to the plate. Also, secondly, if you get a ground out, if it's a chance that you can beat it, why are they just jogging like they ran 10 feet? Oh, I'm out.
That's how MLB players are.
If I had Ricky Henderson speed, nah, look. Okay, so let's say you get a player that come up in the Braves farm system. He has Ricky Henderson speed. He can kind of hit. If he started sliding every time at the first to beat the ground outs, how would Snicker react to that? But he's safe.
He wouldn't like that.
But he's safe. What if he's advancing? So that doesn't help the team?
It does, but you're going to eventually probably jam a finger or something.
If he did that to win a World Series to get safe, he slid for first base. Is that okay? So only like certain settings where that's like a non-written rule. So why did
Mike Trout hit 2 home runs today?
Yeah, he had 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. They're 8-4. Well, you finished with a better record than the Angels.
If the Angels play like this,
I mean, what are the Braves right now? Let's say, are they losing right now?
There's 1-1 and it's delayed right now. I guess it's raining up in Cobb County.
I guess they're going to be, let's say they're 2-10. They can go win 12 of the next 14 games and be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I just need a spark in the room, kind of like, maybe the Braves are where the 49ers are, to where the 49ers basically clear the house and try to restart. Maybe the Braves need a fresh start. I mean, they're going to lose one of the core players this year anyway because they're not going to resign them. Who is it? Is Albies the next person out?
I think so.
Somehow, Ozuna from the Braves is still going to be there.
Yeah, he ain't going anywhere.
How many wins do you think the Falcons are going to get? Think they're going to get more than 9?
Yes, they'll get 10.
That division, when's the last time the division had someone win 14-plus games?
Probably when Matt Ryan and Julio Jones were in their prime. I think the Falcons won, 15 games that year?
Calvin Johnson and Julio Jones. Who's better? Prime v. Prime.
I'm going Calvin Johnson.
Is it close?
Yes.
That's someone like choosing T.O. Rank them. T.O., Calvin Johnson, Randy Moss, and Julio Jones. As far as like game of your life.
Calvin Johnson, Randy Moss, Julio T.O. And then Ocho.
Julio won because that catch he had against my Patriots. I don't know how a human can catch that ball like that.
What catch was better, though, that one or the Julian Edelman one?
I look at those two different because that Julio catch
was nasty.
It reminds me of like if DK Metcalf tried to catch the ball on me. It's like he gonna let you know he called it. The Julian Edelman one. That's a rule.
Hang on, which catch? Are you talking about the Super Bowl catch?
Well, I'm talking about against the Patriots on the sideline.
When they were at the Patriots and he snatched that ball out of the guy's hand in the end zone?
No. I'm talking about the Super Bowl one where he caught on the sideline where someone had superpowers, made him.
Because that one was nice. Yeah, that one where it was at Foxborough and he snatched it out of that dude's hand in the corner of the end zone. That was you got disrespected on that one.
That Julian Edelman one, I'm painting a picture. You seen Rudy before?
Yeah.
Now put a middle school, a high school like white guy who's built like Aaron Hudgens in high school.
Do you name dropping on here?
I might as well take away. This is in high school though. Take away the Patriots and Falcon jersey. Put him in Julian Edelman's position and put Disney music around. That's a Disney moment. Ain't no way that can ever get repeated. It looked like time slowed down, the crowd was quiet, and it was like this much separation from the ground against the aliens of Richard Sherman and Cam Chancellor. Tell me, can I be replicated?
What do you think Bill Belichick said?
He was like, I'm gonna keep getting them white boys at Dorchester High School.
Julian Edelman thinks he's the shit with that catch. He ain't nothing.
His son His son was in the background, like
with that weird hairdo he had. Dude, he looked like that dude off of that remake of Scary Movie, the
Are you,
Scary Movie.
are you saying he's a bad version of his dad?
Dude, that hair
What do
was
you?
rough.
What?
How are you bald and have long hair?
He has a long ponytail now, and it's a low hanging ponytail.
Hmm.
How do you think he looks at his dad? Do you think Bill Belichick can pull a better girl than his son? That son.
No. That's funny that he did that. Oh, speaking of football coaches' sons, which I'm sure he's about to drop on, but I've been watching a lot of Gruden QB camp this week.
Yeah, it's been good.
I did not know John Gruden's son is a power lifter. Have you seen him?
Oh yeah,
He's a strength coach for the Raiders. The Raiders. Dude, this dude is jacked. I didn't even know.
that video comes up where he says he wants better execution. That's one of my favorite things ever when he's talking to the Raiders. For strength and conditioning coach, I think the best strength and conditioning coach I've ever seen, besides CT Fletcher, if he was one, is when he was at prime early Bama. What was it? The guy, he's a head coach now. It was the white guy that was with Alabama. The strength coach, he would get young, jumping on the ground, crawling.
Who was
You don't remember
that?
the guy?
I do remember.
That's the best strength coach.
What about that strength coach that was? I think he was with Oregon, and he had the mustache that like went up in a curl.
I couldn't take him seriously because I would think he's a guy from Lazy Town.
Well,
Real quick. Do you think this Georgia which Georgia Bulldog team is better, the first championship or the second championship? Like, who would win in the battle?
the first one.
That first one facing Marcus Mariota's team with all three speedsters, including DeAnthony Thomas. What's the final score of the game? It's played in USC Stadium, the Coliseum.
Probably like 51-45 Georgia.
So you say, is there anyone on that team that can stop DeAnthony Thomas?
No.
Well, first of all, who you double covering?
Because you got DeAnthony Thomas and you have Michael James.
Oh, don't forget Marcus Mariota back there going to run up the field.
Yeah.
I don't think people they talk about Ohio State, LSU, and all of that. No one talks about that.
Oregon would have been up there if they would have really went on a run and won national championships. They never did they?
They lost twice
to Auburn and Florida State, right?
Yeah, I would have been mad.
Wasn't that back-to-back years?
I know the second year is when
because they lost to Cam Newton first.
No, Cam Newton was 2010.
Okay.
And then the other one was like 2014 because that was a year where Jameis Winston had slipped in the backfield on.
Who was the quarterback? I know Mariota was the quarterback against Cam Newton.
Oh no!
Right?
What's his name? He was black.
You're not talking. No, it's not. It wasn't. No, it wasn't Dennis Dixon, was it?
I feel. We're talking about 2010, the one at Cam Newton, right?
Yeah.
There's another quarterback from Mr. Johnson.
Who was that quarterback? Because Mariota played against.
It was Darren Thomas.
Darren Thomas.
Yeah, he led the team to a perfect 12-0 that year. He wore number 1.
I gotta go look him up. I kind of remember. Oh, okay. I remember him now. Darren Thomas.
I think the quarterback before Darren Thomas was Jeremiah Masoli with the Ole Miss.
Yeah, who went to Ole Miss? Yeah, Jeremiah Masoli. But then you had Dennis Dixon that was there too. That was on Oregon.
Oh, Dennis Dixon.
He wore number 10.
Johnny Footballer, Marcus Mariota, college quarterback.
Johnny Football.
I don't know how you stop Johnny Football. That's crazy.
Well, because he was playing backyard football. He wasn't even reading plays. He
And
wasn't
I
even
think
reading
the
defenses.
fact that he was on drugs, doing cocaine, doing everything made it even better. Because it's like DC, like he's training for his life. He's spending months away from his kids. Straight Edge and John Jones is out doing cocaine the night before, and now he hasn't even been in the gym and still beats him up.
Win, lose, we booze. That was his
Man.
saying.
That's why some athletes now, like look at Paul George, he signed for the over $250 million for like 5 years, and I think he has 3 games over 10 points this year, and he's been out for the season for the most of it for not playing, and he's okay with that. But then you look at some players like, I'm gonna play every single day. I'm sorry, I'll be out if I have strep throat. I don't care what sport it was.
Before we wrap this up, anything in the headlines right now for sports? Anything big, major going on?
Yeah, the NFL draft is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of talk. Who's going to be the top couple picks? Especially the news today that one of the top receivers turned himself in because he was charged sexually with sexual assault. So I don't know where he's going to try. So he'll be a steal. Isaiah Bond.
Who you think Isaiah Bond did that?
Yeah, he turned himself in right before he got on because he was charged with sexual assault. So he turned himself in.
Can he go back to college?
No, I think it passed the deadline, but you still have
a spring transfer portal.
I think he would be okay with this because it's not as bad as like when Kareem Hunt was in college and he had a incident.
Or going 160 and killing someone.
That wasn't Kareem Hunt.
I'm talking about someone else.
106. Oh. But it hurts more when you know the person, not a bad person, they do something like that versus someone you know is bad. But it's like, really?
Back to the draft. Who do you think the top pick is?
Well,
Abdul Carter?
Well, he could be. But with that, doctors say he doesn't have a stress factor, but another doctor said he has a stress factor. I think it's either between him and Travis Hunter for the best overall talent. And if you're the Giants, are you drafting a quarterback? I wouldn't draft a quarterback this year.
Wow, you have 2 of them.
Yeah, and you got what's his name, Joe Pesci back in the 3rd string. So I would keep them because who's in the draft next year? Because look it's Brian Daboll last year. If he goes 6-10, he is gone. So I would trust Russell Wilson over a rookie quarterback. Now Cleveland, who's the quarterback? Kenny Pickett is the starting quarterback right now. Would you draft a quarterback?
What pick do they have?
I believe they had a number 2 pick.
Yes.
I think I know your answer with this next one, but I'm 100% disagree. Just for 1 year. Tennessee, are you drafting a quarterback with your first pick? Or if you take a quarterback, Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter or Genty, you want to trade it if you're Tennessee. If you got
you're a big Will Levis guy.
Well, I mean, do you think Abdul Carter is better than
Travis Hunter?
Well, I was going to say, do you think your season would be better if you drafted a quarterback versus not drafting Abdul Carter?
Or Travis Hunter? See, it's so hard with these teams, man. Like,
because Tennessee said we are open if you send a lot to us.
Because one player is not going to turn around a whole team unless they are a true impact player, like where they touch the ball.
If you're Tennessee, if you trade the number 1 overall pick, the number 1 overall pick, what would you in the NFL? What would you want in return? Say, you know what,
Tennessee?
Yeah, if you got the number 1 pick, what are you asking for? Like, you know,
I need a wide receiver. I need a wide receiver.
Does Minnesota say yes for Jay Jettas for the number 1 overall pick?
Didn't he just sign a contract?
I'm just throwing out names. What Minnesota say yes to that?
No.
Do you think Tampa Bay takes that number 1 overall pick for Mike Evans?
Probably.
If it's straight up,
Probably they do take that.
Dallas for CeeDee Lamb.
They probably take that.
Dallas would be on the front page news for the next 30 years. They traded CD for the number 1 pick. So who would Dallas take? Who would Dallas be taking if they did that?
Abdul Carter.
I'm sorry, that's gonna be nasty. Him and Micah Parsons, they're gonna be a linebacker team.
Yeah.
Or you Tennessee, do you just trade down? Just trade down a little bit. Does Tennessee trade to number 2? Does that make a difference?
What's the point? Why would you do that? What's the point? What's the point of trading down a couple picks? What's the point?
Yeah, how about this? If Gentry goes number 1, how does that mess up everything?
Everything's messed up. Everything gets messed up.
Steelers, a lot of talk is Steelers taking Shedeur Sanders at 21. Do you think a team will have to trade up beyond that to get Shedeur if he doesn't go in the first 2 picks?
Shedor's not good. Shedor's not going in the top 10.
I heard some.
I'm sorry.
If Tennessee doesn't take a,
that's nothing against.
Well, no, if Tennessee doesn't take a quarterback, or Cleveland, where either quarterback go? Does a team
They
take
probably
Cam
fall
Ward?
to the second round.
Does a team take Cam Ward like Michael Penix? Well, I'll
Maybe.
take him then.
Maybe. I mean, there's a chance that all these quarterbacks fall to the second round.
If the Falcons draft Shedeur Sanders, what are you thinking as a Falcon fan with the first pick in the? Hey, it worked out with Kirk Cousins got hurt and Michael Penix.
I don't care, man. No, I don't want that. I don't want that.
What should the Falcons number 1 really be as a team? Like, first pick, they should get what position? Like you'll get them.
You'll get defense, man.
The Falcons trade up to get the number 1 pick.
If the Falcons went and got Abdul Carter, that'd be nice.
Knowing the Falcons, they're gonna draft like nothing against a person like this guy from like South Carolina State, South Carolina cornerback.
Or I'll tell you what, they probably, what do they have, the 15th, 14th pick?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what they're not going to do. Jalen Walker is going to be sitting there, and they ain't going to take him.
For some reason, they're going to be zooming in on Jalen Walker. He's with his family just outside of Athens. And then, it's going to be his dad wearing a Falcon tie. Because he wanted to be a Falcon. The Falcon said, "No, we're gonna take someone else from another school.
We're gonna take another offensive lineman."
They took, knowing the Falcon, they choose someone from Bama.
Because Jalen Walker, he has the potential to be a top 10 pick.
Who's better defensively? You think, Silly? Because a lot of people think that Travis Hunter would be a Hall of Fame cornerback, or would you take Jalen Walker? If the Falcons imagine if the Falcons land Travis Hunter.
That would be crazy.
That would be nice, but that's all I got.
Oh, wow. So, I'm looking at Mel Kiper's latest mock draft. Who do you think he has going number 1 overall?
Travis Hunter.
No.
Well, no. He did say to him the best quarterback for him is Shedeur Sanders.
No.
Not Abdul Carter?
Abdul Carter. No. Sorry. Cam Ward to the Titans.
It's crazy. He said, on the other day I watched, he said, Cam Ward would probably go number 1, but Shedeur Sanders is a better quarterback.
Cleveland, Travis Hunter with the 2nd pick. The 3rd pick with the Giants, Abdul Carter. Patriots take an offensive tackle from LSU.
Yeah.
Jacksonville Jaguars with the 5th pick take Mason Graham, defensive tackle from Michigan. With the 6th pick, which I really like this pick for the Raiders, Ashton Jeanty. The Jets, offensive tackle. The Panthers, man, Jalen Walker. The Saints, Shedeur Sanders.
If we take Will Campbell, the best offensive for the last couple of years, I'll be okay with that. I honestly think the Falcons should take James Pierce from Tennessee if they get him because I think he's better than Jalen Walker. Well, I think he's like a better overall player, but I think Jalen Walker has higher selling potential. But I think this is probably the deepest running back class in a long time. It's a lot of.
Oh wow! See, somebody's calling. Oh my God! There's a couple rumors, notables, trades, and surprises. The Saints pass up on Shador and get Jackson Dart, and then the Browns trade up to the 15th pick to get Shador, potentially pairing him with Travis Hunter. And then another one is the New York Giants trade for the number 24th pick to select Jalen Milroe.
There's a team actually high on Jalen Milroe, the Steelers.
I can see that.
I think he's a sleeper. I think Will Howard's a sleeper. Of course, Tyler, why do you say his name? Stowe from Louisville is a definite sleeper. But
Will Howard, I think, arguably is the best quarterback in the draft.
I have him third.
I think he's better than Shador and Cam Ward.
I think Shador will have a better career than he will.
I mean, that might be true, but
that's the reason I put him there. But honestly, I think right setting. Hold on, I have to pull it up. If someone ever gave him a run for his money, it's Kyle McCord. Will Howard, as far right position. Jalen Milroe. I like Jackson Dart. Has to be Jackson Dart. Had to go to a right team. Why do you think Quinn Ewers? I think Quinn Ewers may be a steal for a team, but Quinn Ewers would be a dominant player for the 49ers. He went to that. That's what it reminds me of. Brock Purdy, Quinn Ewers. Like you couldn't send Quinn Ewers to the Panthers and just him and be all right.
Yeah.
What about Riley Leonard? He can run.
He can run, but see, a lot of these guys are not going to get thrown into a starting position, which that's fine. That's what it needs to be.
Hey, look, Bo Nix gave you the blueprint. Bo Nix came. He's the leader of the team. When's the last time you seen a player yell at what's his name? The coach.
Sean Payton.
Every time I call you and Will Levis win, I'm going to ring a bell. Will Levis and Bo Nix.
That's fine. He can't beat Georgia.
Didn't Kyle Trask beat Georgia?
No.
Yes, he did. He won once.
He probably did.
Won once, but that's all I got.
All right, well, yeah. I guess we're going to end this one. Just sitting back, chilling, talking about some sports. We honestly could probably go for 2 more hours, but we got to work in the morning because, this is pretty much our daily life of.
And it was a dope day. We can do a 2-hour one on UFC.
Yeah. We could.
Because, we didn't even get into the event coming up this weekend, 314.
No, we really didn't. And they had.
What are you going to be doing at 11:59 if you're not sleeping on Saturday?
Well, I am going to the Cars tour Saturday, but that.
What time is it? Drop of the green flag?
Let me look. Hang on. Let's see. Cars tour. Okay. You got Pro Late Model starts at 7:30 and Late Model Stock, which is the big one, starts at 8:30 approximately. And it's 125 laps, 50 miles.
Oh, okay.
So, realistically,
you should be back in time for Bruce Buffer saying, and
no, the good thing I got Stream East on my phone, so.
Well, you can have Stream East. You can have the direct link But if your service is bad in
Yeah,
south of you going south of Porter, Georgia, right?
I don't think it's that far south. I mean, it's only an hour and a half from me.
Hour and a half in Georgia is a little different. Hour and a half in Georgia can be up the
Levi,
road.
I drive an hour and a half almost every day to work.
You're probably used to that length of a drive. Like it's all right.
Look, let's see.
An
Is
hour
it
and a
right
half
now?
to
It's an
work.
hour and 33 minutes, 97 miles.
You drive an hour and a half to work?
Look, I'm not. It's not directly an hour and a half, but I'll punch in my address right now for my job. It is right now. It is to get to my job an hour and 28 minutes, 68 miles.
And that's if you don't stop and everything goes good.
Yeah, and Cordele is 30 miles more and takes the same amount of time.
Wow. That's if you don't have traffic. That's wild.
Yeah. So
I know you're tired when you get back. You
Oh.
spend 3 hours driving a day and that's not including driving in between.
I drive 70 miles one way. I'll drive 140 to 160 miles a day.
How long does a full tank last? Where, like, if you went from full to empty?
I get gas Monday morning, Wednesday morning, Friday morning.
Dang, you should have had a second car, like a little Honda. That'd be like 3 weeks with that schedule.
Sorry, I'm in construction. I ain't rolling up. I'm not rolling up to the job I run in a little Honda.
Imagine driving a car that had water meth kit. They're driving this one.
But all right, well,
Yeah.
we already did our NASCAR one. We already went over that. We already went over our picks.
We should do one when we get into cars. Our top 5 cars are on in our garage.
Top 5 cars in our what?
Like if you had money was an option, you can have 5 vehicles in the garage. That'd be nice.
We might do that on a week from now on that one.
Yeah,
just
that'd
random,
be a nice one.
Random BS talk. But
your dog seems quiet tonight.
Do what?
Your dog seems quiet tonight.
Oh, I mean, for half the time she was laying up under me.
Oh, the other time it sounded like a she-wolf in the background.
Yeah. Well, like always, y'all seem to be liking the YouTube better, so we'll upload this one. And y'all comment. Comment what y'all think about us talking other sports.
Yeah, definitely. Chase Ellis paint scheme was trash.
Give us some topics to talk about. If like you want us to talk about some random topic, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we can talk about it. Trust me, it's like Stephen A. Smith. Skip Bayless. Minus a Tim Tebow love.
But that's all I got. Levi, you got anything else?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. Well, we'll see y'all on the flip flop.
Yep.
Later.